Hey, Acers! Well, it's time for this week's Irregular ACE Report. And welcome everybody to the Ace Role Playing Games channel. I am Mason. I'm the host of the Ace Role Playing Games channel, and I just got done running Harvey's Heroes for BSRCon 2. So I had to break this out one more time to let Freakazoid have his last time. I'm just going to fold the shirt back up and put it back upstairs in the closet because it's got a hole in it, and it really wasn't meant to last that long, but oh, is it a great shirt. So anyway, like I said, I just got done running Harvey's Heroes for BSRCon, and I think I need to add in some other challenges. So I need to keep watching my Looney Tunes. It's my research. I also, yeah, of course, in the background here, we of course still have the OGL kerfuffle going on, but today I got a news article. Let me find out where that's posted, and I'll know that you can look it up yourself. But basically, in my Google thing this morning, it had an article. I might have lost it. Oh, rats. I think I might have lost it. But anyway, there, it's still there. Dicebreaker. They're talking about how Roll20 and numerous RPG makers and everything are joining Pathfinder Studios open role playing, open RPG creator license. And Pinnacle's supporting it definitely, but so is like I said, so is Roll20 and all these other ones. So I'm not going to say that Savage Worlds is better than D&D. D&D itself, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the fans. There's nothing wrong with the creators. There's nothing wrong with the people who actually do the grunt work at Wizards of the Coast. I have no problems with those people. Where Wizards of the Coast has screwed up is they got greedy at the executive level. They don't appreciate the fandom. Whereas Paizo, they know that's their bread and butter, and they're very grateful for it. So definitely make sure you are supporting you're supporting your other products. Now, here's to that note, Savage Worlds itself, the core rulebook is, even if you go to the PEG site, if you click on the buy now for Savage Worlds Adventure Edition core rules, it says, please note, print hardback copies are temporarily out of stock. Any pre-orders made at this time will be fulfilled once the books are back in stock. So you're only able to back order the hardback for Savage Worlds. Now you can still get the PDF. That's only $10. If you just go PDF only, that's just $9.99. And it only has the Fantasy Grounds virtual tabletop license listed on this one, but yeah, it's excuse me, a little tired after having just run that game. But it's going to be awesome. Right now, also, and again, I'm not sponsored by Pinnacle. No sponsorship here. They're just my friends, and I love them, and I want them to succeed. So, right now, there's a Kickstarter going on for Legend of Ghost Mountain. I might not be able to buy in on it unless it makes some quick money. Oh, that reminds me. So, Legend of Ghost Mountain is wuxia or wuxia, however you say it. But it's the it's it's your classic kung fu movie wire fu guy flying through the air off the screen, and he's got his he's got the mustache and the ponytail and oh, kind of like an old Shaw Brothers kung fu movie. But it's done respectfully. It's not being done. It's not being done in such a way that it's being disrespectful. But I mean, those are part of the culture. Those are part of our culture too. They're part of the world culture. And that is one of the reasons, and the cultural reasons are part of the reason why I do bring up this aside. The aside that I'm bringing up is that we um I th- we need to always be careful, and this is the reason why Ace Role Playing Games has a rule of leave adult topics at the door. But this adult topic kind of is going to creep into everything. Do everything from a place of love, is what I would say. Everybody on this planet is in a unique, different individual. You're all special. You're all wonderful. No one's value is any different than anyone else's. And that value is incredibly high. Your value was set a long time ago, and you didn't have a choice on setting that value. So, one, it's okay to do a cool kung fu style um, martial arts, another world flick kind of game like Ghost Mountain. It's awesome. It's already hit its $8,000 goal. It's sitting right now almost at 60,000. And that's because we all love to have the fun. We all love that experience. It's the reason why Star Wars, the first 3 films, were so amazing. It's why it spun off role-playing games and all sorts of things like that. It's because we all loved the story and we wanted to embrace it and spend more time with it. People love those kung fu movies put out by the Shaw Brothers in the 60s and 70s and in the 80s. I mean, there's some, and they're poor storytelling. You can tell they were filmed on a set. You can see the just everything that gives it away that's sad. But you know what? It doesn't matter. If we're doing it from a place of love and we're doing it without malice in our hearts, then we can all have a discussion together. And that's the biggest thing. Adult topics are meant for you to have a discussion with your adult guardian, whether that be your parent or your other guardian of some sort. That is what adult topics are for. You and your friends are at the table to game and have fun and to hold these adventures. Like, it could be considered by some people to, and again, this comes back to, why are we looking to be offended so much? We are all powerful. We all have the ability to change the way we handle the world. And because of that, there are all sorts of things that we can learn about. I learned a lot about stuff that's actually in my ancestry because I have ancestors from West Virginia. I learned a lot about that when I got to play the Holler role-playing game setting for Savage Worlds, which you've seen my video, I hope. But what I loved about Holler was learning about some of that Appalachian history. That's my history. I've got African ancestry. Don't look like it. I'm pasty as they come. I think my wife's pastier, but still. I've got African ancestry. And enough noticeable African ancestry that it's a noticeable percentage of my DNA. So, and it's even traceable to a region of Benin, Togo. So, the thing is that we don't know what another person's experience is or was unless we talk to them. But when we do share those experiences and are respectful of those experiences, that means that we are truly being what the word inclusive is meant to be. That's why I've always loved role-playing games. Role-playing games, to me, always were a chance to be with other people who might not believe, think, or say the same things I do. To listen to their ideas expressed through their characters. And we all worked together to accomplish something. And it didn't matter if anything else was sideways or anything like that. We were doing it in such a way that we could share the experience with each other. It's the same reason why soldiers in foxholes didn't matter where they were from. In World War II, those soldiers who dug their foxholes and fought back against, like the Battle of the Bulge, it didn't matter if the one guy was from the South and one guy was from Brooklyn. It didn't matter because those two guys became friends for life. And that's what we're building here. We're building friends. And so that's why I have no problems with Legends of Ghost Mountain. Didn't have a problem with it in the first place. But I have no problem with people playing a black or an Asian character in Deadlands. That's okay. Because one, it's an alternate reality. Two, they've got a sidebar section in there that specifically addresses the true racism that did exist back then. But we choose, as game masters, not to bring it into our game. We bring it in. We make it up. We build it. I've been building Harvey's Heroes. And you know what? Nothing in there is going to be, it is what I stand against. And that is bigotry, ignorance, and hatred. For no reason other than whatever story you tell yourself. You're not a victim. You are a special individual. And you don't need to be a victim and have other people give you special treatment because you were a victim. It's not that way. Life isn't that way. And I know this has been kind of a little more serious tone than I wanted to say, but seeing people like Wizards of the Coast do something so monumentally, what I would consider evil, is so horrible because their open game license is the reason why Dungeons & Dragons got up to an 80% market share, and games like Savage Worlds were only in that remaining 20%. But now, to that degree, I am glad they've done that monumentally evil thing. Because, evil means that they're not looking out for the good of the greater whole. And evil to me also means that they are doing things that, in the end, don't even benefit themselves. So, we want to avoid evil in ourselves. We want to do good and play more games. Like my friends, that's what they say at the end of their podcast all the time on Savage Interludes. Which, one of the best things about it is, one, even though they're ending with the next episode, which is a bummer, it's a big bummer. I'm really bummed. I'm really, really, really bummed. But at the same time, they've been going for 3 years, and they feel that they've said everything they have to say. And I hope I don't run out of things to say to you, because this is my channel to communicate with you, and I'm still learning. So, as for gaming adventures this week, let's go ahead and shift gears. My gaming that I got to do this week was off the charts. Just a second here. I gotta make a note that I talked about true inclusion. So, I didn't game on Monday. But I ran Deadlands on Tuesday for the grown-ups table that runs concurrent to the team table. And one of our players is being welcomed back in, and she's doing a great job so far. Then, on Wednesday, I played in a D&D game. I played my just straight up cleric. Well, actually, okay, he's not straight up a cleric. He's a cleric investigator, and so he's going to be focusing in on the investigation side of things and working towards that. Anyway, so that's what I'm playing there. Kind of basing him a little bit off of um, Atticus Aemilius from The Chosen, which is a cool series. It's about a very admirable person, the best one who's ever lived. So then, so that was Wednesday. Thursday, I went back to the store to run Harvey's Heroes and only had one friend show up. So we ended up just talking, but still, I ran half the game. And then Friday, I took half a day off of work so I could run Chickens in the Mist for BSerCon. And it was an 18 and up thing, so I wasn't able to really invite you guys to join it, but it was still really cool. And then yesterday, I presented and talked with a friend of mine about Ace role-playing games. And then I ran Deadlands Daddy's Boy, which I timed that one perfect. We ended it perfect. And today we ended perfect, actually. Chickens in the Mist almost didn't end perfect, and I had to really readjust some other things. But I did get complimented on my descriptions and my overall keeping the game flowing. So those are things that I'm still working on. I'm still working on improving. I have continuous improvement in my heart. And that means always ask yourself, how did I do this time? And what could I do better next time? Go back through and give yourself a little retrospective. If you can get some direct feedback from your players, that's good too. So with that said, I today ran Harvey's Heroes. And I am done. I'm exhausted. I burned myself out, I think, for a couple days. Now, again, I'm going to be doing 4 games in March at SaltCon. And I will link to SaltCon. And SaltCon is a blast, or it looks like it's going to be. I haven't been to one yet, but I did attend. Also Friday night I did attend. Oh, I got to play. Yeah, I got to play Friday night. I got to play in Stars Without Number, run by my friend Matt. So shout out to you, Matt. Also, I did. I did help, or I did get more set up for SaltCon. I submitted all my events for FanX for this fall. I'm going to probably be pretty busy, but I hope to be able to get at least 2 games in, maybe 3. Like one each day. Try and find a time period when I'm not in the room, and I'll run. So if you're coming to FanX this fall, and I'll list a link to them as well. Again, there's no sponsorship here. These are just things that I'm interested in, and if you're in the Utah area, you might appreciate SaltCon and FanX. And I'm hoping to be presenting on role-playing games that aren't D&D. Go figure. And I think that's going to be very well attended this year. And I'm actually calling it choosing your next role-playing game. And I'm going to be encouraging I'm going to be encouraging people who come to that to look into Savage Worlds, and also to what Paizo's doing with their ORC license, the Open RPG Creation license. Oh, that said, I should also mention that being as creators are definitely encouraged, Savage Universe it looks like it's coming along nicely as well. So I'm looking forward to when that actually launches. And I will be definitely definitely be supporting that and maybe have a thing or two on it. Um, yeah, and oh, this is the 20th anniversary year of Savage Worlds too, so that'll also be nice. Um, Other than that, I don't have much else to share with you guys. I think you guys are a blast, and I really do love you, and I'm grateful to have you in my life. I'm grateful for all of you, and you are amazing just for being who you are. Come create a good character, play the character, have fun, tell a good story. Game for good. So, other than that, I will catch you guys on the next Irregular ACE Report. And you can always reach out to me through our Discord or anything like that to be able to ask me about questions. So, have a good one. Take care. And game for good.